So I am Janet from S1ster, and thank you all for coming today. And my newest, what do you want to see first? So this is the newest fabric line from Henry Glass. It should be coming to your stores now. And this is Folk Art Flannel 3. This will be a new pattern. This is called The Mountains Are Calling. And it's all done in flannel. I was a little worried about piecing with it. This is a like a Storm at Sea unit. I used a Tri-Rex ruler, but as you see, it all goes right together.
What's the name of it?
It's called The Mountains Are Calling. And then it's got, I don't know if you point out this cute little fox down at the bottom. It says Wander.
Adorable.
Okay, so this will be in the Henry Glass booth tomorrow, and again, the fabric is just now shipping. Mine is not even out of its box yet. And the pattern, I'm working on the pattern currently. It'll probably be ready here by December. Pardon me? No, this is going to be a single pattern. I have an upcoming trip to Australia, and I just was not going to get a book done this fall, so this is going to be a single. And I do not have a fabric card for that, but again, that is Folk Art Flannel 3, and it's that outdoor theme, wander, get outside, explore type thing is the theme throughout that line. And then currently, the brand new line, this one is also in the Henry Glass booth, this Plant Kindness. And the project sheet for this is here's this panel. It's got sort of a square a square floral design, and you're going to cut it in 4s and then make, there it is back here. So then you put it up here in the star points. And so this is mocked up. It's a digital print. So the color is off a little bit, but it is in the Henry Glass booth. So then you've got your stars in your corners, and then there is a nice long border print, a swag. It's an offset swag. It's got the cute big daisies. It's more of a floral print. This is I called it a pumpkin blossom. So it's a nice fall feel to this line. This right here, bird and floral stripe. So I'm going to pass this. Do you want to look at? You want to come up? Do you want me to pass it around? I'll pass. Oh, you got it in there. So hometown girl. She's keeping me on track. So the club things that you're here for today is Best of Days, and if you were at Spring Market, that's when this one first released. And I have worked with just my strike-offs, so I don't have with these little samples here. So I didn't have very big pieces. So most of these are made just with my existing fabric lines. But these are going to be they're all 6-inch blocks. This is Hole in the Barn Door. And so they're smaller prints. And then I'm working on Club 3. They're going to also be 6-inch blocks. And you're going to get some additional setting. So as you do Club 2 starting in January, and then Club 3 is going to continue on with those 6. Again, some optional settings so that they could either take all of their 6-inch blocks from the multiple years and do some different settings with them, or they can make these smaller quilts. So this is the Hole in the Barn Door. This one is called Open Hearted. I did not get them all done. This one is a little angel block called Watch Over Me with some applique out on the borders. And so some of these pieces are actually the strike-offs from the line. Oh, Now, this is the spool block, and you can also, again, because they're all 6-inch blocks, you could also just stand your spools all upright, and then put, instead of stars, you could also put all your different blocks into this spool quilt. Okay. Alrighty. And then I did not get the cats are really cute that you, and your ABCs. The flower block, I did just like a row of it. And I wanted to show you, Karen, if you would hold a corner, then oops, and then I'll be able to talk and point because I only can talk if I use my hands. So this is, here we're going to turn the hearts, we're going to turn them all into flowers. So instead of leaving it an open heart, then we're going to fill it up with fabric. So we've got the heart flower and we've got the star. Here we've rounded it off, but I wanted to show you over here, which you do not have on your paper. If you don't, these are just flip and sew corners, but it's just as cute. Gives you a different little option without those corners on it. So this is just stacked blue and white. Blue, white, blue, white are a color, a dark light, to get these. And then here you're going to stack them however, you know, 2 mediums, 2 darks, and then you pick your put your background corners on there and round them off. So it's just all a little bit different in how you stack them and what you do with them. This is fun. So for the stem, you just cut it apart and you substitute your I think those are 1.5 inch stems in there, and sew them back together to get your stems, to get your little stem block. Okay, and then so you'll have again 6 projects, and that's sort of a bonus, another bonus quilt that you can make with that and your ABC block. Does anybody have any questions? Everybody understand about the crazies? I know I am way early, aren't I? Yeah, that took like, yes, Vanessa?
So that's a bonus?
Well, it's an additional quilt that you can make. So you've got 6 blocks. And so you've got the open-hearted quilt, and you've got the spool quilt with the star block, and then there's a posy block all in full bloom. So those are your monthly projects. And so then that all in a row quilt with the flowers, that is like an additional quilt. You're going to take those 3 monthly projects and make that flower quilt with them. Or you just skip the 3 monthlies and you can do that too. It's just a different something to do with your blocks. Does anybody else have any questions? I know I am going to be in big trouble letting you out early. How would a shop? So It totally depends on how you want to do it. I have, depending on your demographic, a shop that I was just at in Central Oregon, they are in a rural area, and so their demographic dictated that they charged a flat fee for the club membership. The girls come in, they would then come in, and it's all about getting people in the door. Right? There are a few, yes, that just come, get their stuff and leave, but most of the time, you just want them in the door. And so they charged a flat fee. They had to come in, and then they got their patterns every month. They did not make them purchase the kits. Other shops, that's how they chose. They knew their clientele was going to have no problem getting the kits every month. So it is just, it's totally up to you. All that we ask is that you do not sell the patterns individually at this point. Eventually they will be published in book form or whatever, so then your samples will continue to generate revenue for you. So people that miss the club, you'll be able to sell them a book in the future. So again, coming as a retailer, I'm trying to give you some longevity to your samples and then give you some options. Again, you can do a flat fee, you can put them in kits. But again, once you introduce them to crazies and how fun it is, and it helps them use up their stash. And the shop in Oregon, they started with a sample that was just out of their shop. It wasn't necessarily my fabric or Henry Glass fabric. But then once the fabric comes in, you make it up in that fabric. Of course, that is what they want, is they want it in the fabric that they see. So it's just getting them. Okay, yes, sir.
I think I missed it. How much is it to enter the club?
To enter the club is the last one. I haven't got that number yet from Larry, but the first time around it was $1,000, which at that time it wasn't quite the cost of buying the whole line, but it's probably right there at, you buy the line and you get the patterns basically. And they are, since they're the blocks, I know last market I told you I would try to keep them on the 8.5 by 11 paper, but there's still the inserts are still going to be on the 11 by 17. And so you print those, you are printing those off. I'm keeping the color page just one color page. Remember, it's got the stacking bar on it, so it will help your students know how to stack the order that I stacked them in. And then have you all seen the Instagram videos on the method? So if you follow either Henry Glass at Henry Glass Co., so Henry Glass Co., or I have them posted on my Instagram account as well. And the first one is about stacking, and then the second video is about the cutting and the shuffling, and then the third one is actually about the piecing, gives you the hints on the dog ears and how it all goes back together. And then there is another one on chain piecing, not that you don't know how to chain piece, but how to keep them in order. So hopefully I'm not like putting myself out of teaching business, but
What is your Instagram?
my Instagram is one, and then S1ster is S1ster. So it's one, so it's just at S1ster, but the I in S1ster is the number 1.
And the one is the number?
Is the number, yes. So it's ONES1STER. Did I answer everybody's question? Okay, you got it? Okay. Very good. And again, I do not have a booth this time. I was late getting my market book out, so I have that Scoop Dig Drive book, and that's been doing very well. And if you need a trunk show, let me know. But so that's what and then I'll be back in book business by spring. Yes, Vanessa?
That's a folk art plan on 3. How many pieces is it?
Pardon me?
Folk art plan on 3.
Yes?
How many pieces, and is that available now?
It's available right now, and I do not know how many pieces there are. Let's see. I do, because I am, I'm old school. So it has 22 pieces, just because I have my little cheat sheet right here. Yeah, so 22 pieces. It does not have a panel, but it's got five of those nice white backgrounds. You can do lots of different things with that. It should be 22 pieces, 22 pieces in the fabric line. And that is shipping now. I don't even have it on my website yet. So you're not behind. Okay. Anything else? Yes.
Was this, do you use just this fabric or everything?
It is, so, you know, I can't sew without my plaids. So it is just the prints. But then I have also sewn with the plaids in the quilts. So the line is that much. And then these are the plaids and the linen closet that I have used along with this line. Okay? Yeah, so those, thank you. Those would be basics over here. And then, so this is the page of basics that I used to go with the line here. Okay? Alrighty, thank you. I think we've stretched it.